Welcome back to the channel. This is the Awesome series, and today we are going to talk about the AWS well-architected framework. Before we start designing in AWS, it is in the best interest of customers of AWS or users who use AWS to know the best practices when designing their infrastructure in AWS. And AWS, having customers in mind, they put together this framework to guide customers on how to design their infrastructure on AWS according to best practices. So, what then is a well architected framework? The well architected framework is a collection of best practices and then design principles that AWS recommend to help customers build secure, high performing, resilient, and efficient infrastructure in the cloud. The well-architected framework has 6 pillars. The 6 pillars are operational excellence, that is focused on continuously delivering business value; security, that is focused on protecting and then monitoring systems; reliability is focused on building in anticipation of failure; and performance efficiency is more of optimizing resource utilization. There's cost optimization that is also focused on reducing unnecessary expenditures; and sustainability that is focused on minimizing environmental impact of your workloads. So we are going to take them one after the other and then dig deeper or explain them further. So the first one is operational excellence. Now, operational excellence is more of continuing to run and monitor your systems to deliver its business value and also continuously improve processes and then procedures. So your focus is going to be on managing and then automating changes, responding to events quickly, defining standards to manage your day-to-day operations, and design principles that you are going to consider under the operational excellence pillar. One, performing operations as code, making frequent, small, and reversible changes, and frequently refining operation procedures, anticipating failure, and deriving insights from all operational events and failures for future improvement. I'm going to add a link to the operational excellence pillar white paper so that you can do further reading. The next pillar is a security pillar. Security is focused on protecting data, systems, assets, and taking advantage of cloud technologies to improve security. Focus here is on choosing and managing who can do what in your AWS account, establishing security detection controls, protecting systems and services, ensuring the confidentiality and integrity of data. And the design principles we are going to focus on is implementing a strong identity foundation, enabling traceability. Traceability here means that you make sure that every action, every operation done in your AWS account is logged or accounted for. Applying security at all areas, automating security best practices, protecting data both in transit and at rest, and keeping unauthorized people away from data. You can also find more guidance or details on the security pillar by reading the security pillar white paper. I'm going to attach all the links to all the white papers in the video description. Now, let's look at the reliability pillar. The reliability pillar is about building in anticipation of failure. There is a statement that says that build as if everything will fail and nothing will fail. So it is all about a system's ability to recover from infrastructure or service disruptions, dynamically acquiring computing resources to meet in demand. So here you implement scalability here, mitigate disruptions such as misconfigurations or transient network issues. So you have to put measures in place to ensure that network issues affecting one part of your workload doesn't extend to the other. Here, focus is on ensuring that your workloads perform their intended functions consistently and also recover quickly from failures. Design principles we are going to consider is continuously testing recovery procedures, automatically recovering from failure, scaling horizontally, stop guessing capacity, and managing change in automation. So you try as much as possible to remove manual procedures as possible. You can also find more on the reliability white paper. The next one is performance efficiency. So performance efficiency is more about using the right tool for the right job. So it is a system's ability to use computing resources efficiently to meet system requirements. So for example, if your workload demands a server with, let's say, 8 vCPUs and 32 GB RAM, then you don't reduce just in the name of saving costs. You choose maybe one with a lower spec, which is going to take more than needed to actually finish what you are supposed to do. This will in turn cost you more and then also waste your time. You also ensure that you maintain efficiency as demand changes and technologies evolve. Focus is going to be on selecting the right resource type and sizes. The design principles you are going to consider is democratizing advanced technologies. What this means is that instead of, say, building your own machine learning infrastructure, you can use managed services that AWS offers to build, train, and deploy your machine learning models easily. Another example you can think of is that, let's say you want to build an analytics infrastructure. Instead of building everything manually, setting up your servers and then streaming all the analytics data, AWS offers managed analytics tools that you can use. So by this, AWS is giving you access to advanced technologies without you needing to rebuild or even master the deep technical foundations behind them. The next one is going global in minutes. Instead of waiting weeks or months to just set up your infrastructure, thanks to using cloud technologies, you should be able to just do that in a matter of minutes. And also, you can set up across multiple countries at the same time in a matter of minutes. Also, use serverless architecture where possible. If you have a very large workload, instead of managing a lot of servers, then you can take advantage of serverless offerings by AWS so that you can offset the management responsibility to AWS. Also, experiment more often just so you make sure that you are putting out the best infrastructure. And then considering mechanical sympathy. This means that you need to understand the demands of your workload so that you can best choose the right tools to efficiently run them. You can read more on the performance efficiency pillar using the white paper, which I'm going to attach the link in the description. The next one is cost optimization. Now, cost optimization is more focused on reducing unnecessary expenditures. This means that you need to run workloads at the lowest price point without compromising requirements. So, cost optimization here is not about using the cheapest option, but it's about using which tools and then resources to best deliver value. So you don't compromise on performance. So the focus here is eliminating unnecessary costs and right sizing your resources. And the design principles we are going to consider is one, adopting a consumption model, measuring your overall efficiency of your system, stop spending money on data center operations, analyzing and attributing expenditures, and then using managed and application level services to reduce cost. Now, cost optimization is mainly focusing on making sure that you don't spend on what you don't need. There is more on the white paper. You can also read more on that. The final one is sustainability. So the sustainability pillar is more focused on minimizing environmental impact of your workloads. So you're going to focus on energy efficiency and resource optimization. The design principles we are going to consider here is maximizing the utilization of provisioned resources. So this just means that instead of every organization setting up their own data centers and then managing them traditionally, they can offset that responsibility to third parties or cloud providers so that they can use the provision resources that these cloud providers offers. This is going to reduce the carbon emissions and then also the impact on national grid. You also make sure that you optimize your workloads in all stages to make sure that it is sustainable. You reduce the energy consumption, as I explained earlier, and then using managed services. You also reduce the downstream impact of your cloud workloads. And also anticipate and adopt new, more efficient hardware and software offerings. You can read more on the sustainability pillar in the AWS white paper. I'm going to attach links to all these white papers in the description. So that is all about it for the well-architected framework. In the next video, we are going to look at how security is shared among AWS and their customers. So kindly subscribe, like, and share this video and turn on notifications. The name is still TheKloudWiz, and I'll see you in the next one.